Hi, this is an Avalanche Institute video for our spring climbing and mountaineering season Avalanche course. And this will review Module 4, which is on weather for that time of year and those activities. I'm Jim Frankenfield. I'm the one behind this course and the program. I'm the one you'll probably communicate with, and that will be managing your progress through the course. If you want to know more about my background, there's a short intro video on our Avalanche Center channel, and there's some links there to my other websites. Let's look at Firefox here. So Module 1 is finished. You have to complete that to be in Module 4. Module 2 and 3 are separated as a equipment and safe travel protocol course, and that's separated, and it's not a prerequisite for Module 4. It's included in the climbing course, but you don't need to complete it as a prerequisite. So once you've completed the introduction, you're free to continue on weather, among other things. So like the Module 1, the course description is the same thing that you can find on the public pages. So if you're not in the course, this video serves as an introduction and also as for people not in the course to see what it's all about. You can go to the Climbers course, click on Module 4. You'll get there's objectives right there. And if you click on this link down here, you'll get the objectives plus everything else. So this description is the same thing that is available publicly. And if you should look through all that material before you register. You should do it for any course you take. We encourage you to do that. This may or may not be the best course for you. Another course may be, but make sure they're telling you all the details of exactly what you're going to get. And then make an informed decision. We have an agenda, which is actually not that useful. I don't think you can put anything on it. So maybe we'll take that off. That's if we have a group or something, we could use that feature, but we haven't. Another thing that was not in Module 1 are forums. So you can now ask questions related to the weather module here in the module and have any discussions or questions. Unfortunately, we haven't had a lot of use of this. We've had a small number of students. They've been given very good reviews and they're very happy with it. But unfortunately, we are a small nonprofit operating actually at a loss. And so we don't have marketing. We can't go out there and market and get the kind of exposure that someone like ARI does. They don't even offer this, but in fact, I don't think anyone does. So there's certainly a need for this and a market for this, but we have no way of reaching that. So as a result, we don't have as much interaction between students as we'd like. We do, however, interact between myself and the students. I've had quite a bit of interaction with some of our students. So let's see what's in Module 4. The typical welcome to the module page. We're going to break the weather down to 3 things: energy, precipitation, and wind. There's a unit on progression. How does this change through the spring? Early spring is not really what we're covering here. When we first go isothermal and we still have a lot of instability from winter, this course is oriented towards melt-freeze type conditions or the period after those have been established. They may break down in a heat wave, but after they establish. We have our workbook again. And here is the first page, which covers what we're going to do in the next section on energy balance. We do have a page with a little bit of science background. You don't need to read it in great detail if you're really anti-science. But we've had a lot of students that actually find it interesting and appreciate it. We talk about how each one affects the snowpack. But in the end, we have energy balance, and that's what we're going to end up talking about in this course, is the radiation balance. And in spring, it can be affected by other aspects. And then you have your first quiz, and you need 85% on this. So which is most important in spring? Well, let's try conduction. There's no helpful hint there, just tells you you're wrong. Try convection. You do get partial credit for this because it does sometimes play a small role, but it's really not what we're looking for. The right answer is radiation. So there are 5 more questions. What do we have so far? 0%, I guess, on this one. Yeah, so your score does come up quickly, but I think that maybe you won't get 85% right now. When you finish it, you will be taken to the typical register. This registers your score. So we go on into precipitation. We talk now. Here's another thing. I finished spring precipitation. There's a check here. That's been done. I can't go right to spring convection. I get a little red message down here. I need to first complete new snow in spring. So you can't skip things. We can't ensure that people read things. We do make quizzes as you go, so you do have to show that you can pass the quizzes. But you do have to at least open the page and look at it. And I believe most of our students have actually read all of the material and wanted to read it and benefit from it. This isn't really a case study. Well, I guess it's labeled as a case study. This was early spring. This is my own experience on Polar Circus in the Canadian Rockies a long time ago. Now I can go to spring convection. So I'm going to have to go to each one of these in order to get down here. There's a quiz on precipitation, and then there's a completion. So I will go to, I can't go directly to those, and I don't want to open every page. So let's just, you can see what we're covering here now. There is a case study. This one, we have 3 case studies in this course. One was a class with an experienced leader, but a class of beginners, and followed 2 weeks of storm snow. One is a guide service, which had warm weather and reasonably recent snow. And they lost a client. The third one, fortunately, nobody was lost, but it was a group of 4 climb leaders. They were on a personal climb, but they were all climb leaders with a respected, well-known climbing organization. So all 3 of our case studies involve supposedly experienced people in May and June. And then there's the final conclusion again, and your evaluation, just like Module 1. So that's what we cover here. We go back through here, we're looking basically at energy, precipitation, and wind. Those are the things that are big factors. We go into where to locate appropriate weather forecasts. The forecast for the weather down the street's not really what you want for the mountains, so we address that. And we have a case study in this section. So that's it. You can go back to the course home. That's the course home, actually, which is the module. You can go back to the Avalanche Institute, and if you're logged in, you'll see everything you're enrolled in. I believe you can be enrolled in 5 and 7 as well as soon as you finish the introduction. But it would make sense to finish 4 first and then go to 5, and we'll make a video about that next. Okay, so if you didn't watch Module 1, go back and watch that. But you should see how you don't know how the courseware works and what the content looks like and what we include in here and how the quizzes work. So that's it, and I'll see you in Module 5. Bye.